Hi, Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 29 of the October Daily Draws. So let's see what message we get today, and I'll be taking the first card from the Ghost Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay. So we have the World card. So we're looking at the bigger picture. We're looking at bringing things together to a sense of completion. So are we finishing something before we start something else? Do we have a problem finishing something, coming to a completion, coming to a whole of something? Do we have trouble finishing projects and things like that before? Do we stop before we finished and move on to something else because something else interests us, but we haven't yet finished the other thing we were doing? Do we have a lot of unfinished business in various places and various projects? Is the World card telling us that we need to see something through? We need to bring completion. So that's the first thing I get from this card. Also, do we see ourselves coming more whole? We had the Star card, didn't we, about healing and washing away the negativity and all the cleaning out the wounds so that healing can take place. Do we see ourselves beginning to come back together as a whole, of that healing happening? It may not yet be fully complete, that completion that the World card represents, but can we see it forming? Can we look like it's like looking into a crystal ball? This, can we see in the future ourselves being more whole, being integrated more? Can we actually see it in the spiritual form? It may not yet be an actual reality in our lives, physically or emotionally or mentally, in the tangible sense yet, but there may be signs of that's on the way. But can we see the vision of the full of the finished, completed process? And can we put that in our minds and see that as our intention, our goal? Can we picture ourselves in our situation of things or the goals that we're reaching for? Can we actually visualize it as complete, as done, as achieved? And can we use that to attract that energy of completeness, of success, of wholeness, to bring into reality, into our lives? Can we first visualize it? Can we visualize what it is that we want to see, that we're aiming for? Quite often, one way of keeping the focus and everything as you're working towards a goal is to keep that picture of the finished process, the achievement, to see what it looks like when you get to that place, and see yourself in that position of being more complete, of having finished something, of achieved something. Can we see that here and now and bridge that energetic bridge between what we see and what we experience? I think that's what it is. Start to believe that when you look and visualize this, almost the end result as it is, for want of a better way of putting it, the complete picture. The more we can clearly visualize it, and then believe that we already have that energy in our lives, that image contains, that visualized concept contains, that we have that within us. So we already possess it. It just needs to manifest outwards within us and outside of us into our circumstances. But we already possess the necessary energy that comes from the visualizing the achievement we want to make, the goal that we want to visualize ourselves in that position of having done it. That's often I hear that a lot. Visualize yourself as having actually be in that result, that what it looks like in your life when your intention and goal is achieved. What does it feel like? What does it look like? I begin to feel those now, and that bridges that gap energetically and helps you to manifest it. So there's two aspects there, isn't there, of bringing things to completion, going through that process. Well, three things in a sense. Are we completing one cycle and beginning another? Are we finishing one and starting another? Are there unfinished things that we move on to the next thing before we finish the other? And lots of things, do we need to go back and finish them? Do we need to make sure we finish things before we move on to others? Or at least, if we've moved on to something else, can we go back at some point and finish them? Or is our lives ever going to be plagued by a string of unfinished business? And two, when we're striving towards finishing, can we visualize what it looks like and feels like when we've actually done so? And can we bring, hold that energy within us so that it helps us to manifest it as a reality? Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Cauldron. Bewitching as it be, blink and ye shall see a bubbling desire left in the brewing rain. So this is stirring the cauldron, bringing this mixture together, creating something to completion, putting all the ingredients in and making it the whole. Is that what we're doing? And the cauldron looks a little bit similar to the globe here. It contains the whole. We may add bits to it, to the different components, but it's the whole that the end result of what we're making that we want to see. So let's put in the effort and bring things to completion. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 30. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.